they say as if it's so easy, though. I'm going to sue you and you and you. And that's such a big process.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the people realize how many steps and money are
$15,000
involved.
to put down as a retainer for my lawyers in order to get this, just the first part of it in motion.
As soon as Mike and the other Marks pay us and buy our equipment, I'm going to hire a lawyer and I'm going to sue you.
Why, hello there, freak. So glad you could join us. Time to listen in on another seriously silly conversation with Gretchen and the Lukes.
Whoa. Wow. Thousands.
Can't believe that.
Thousands.
All in the studio.
Whoa. Luke's.
Crammed in.
I just, today I was at a 7-Eleven and there was a woman in front of me who, was taking quite a bit of time, but that didn't bother me today because it all depends on my mood, right? It was fine. And, I had already driven once, realized, I left my purse at home, came back, got my purse, driven second time, realized, damn it, there's nothing in my purse except random markers, some bug spray, like there was no wallet. Came back.
They didn't want to do any trades?
Win another time. Yeah, no. And then at this point, I just said, hey, can I barter for my purchases? Right. Can I sweep something markers up? But anyway, get back a third time. Then there's this woman in there and she's buying it was $80 worth of
tickets?
Lottery tickets. Oh. Yes, lottery tickets.
So this whole time she was there?
No, she wasn't. Well, actually, I don't know. I never went inside because I realized my mistake each time in the car.
Before you even got there.
And just left. And I know the one homeless dude that I call the walker. I know he's wondering, what's up with you? Because, you all know each other at the corner store, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, but
the walker.
But so she's buying all these tickets and I was like, wow. And I don't know why it made me so happy, but it just did. And I'm happy for her. I don't know. And I was like, wow, good luck. I was like, you've got to have some winnings in there, right? Just from the odds of how many. And she said, I've already won. And I was like, that's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. And she said, I do win. She said, I play a lot. And I win. And I don't know her total numbers, Yeah,
I'd like to see her numbers.
Like when you track all your trips to Vegas to find out at the end, am I over or under? What was this about?
They don't keep those casinos open on losers.
And I just started making me think about the idea of easy money, right? I love the idea of the lottery. Really is exciting to me, but I've bought maybe 10 lottery tickets in my 50 years.
I just realized I said you don't keep those casinos open on losers, but that's exactly how you keep them open. You don't keep them open on winners.
Yeah, that's true.
But with the lottery, I don't know. Well, if you won $1 million, who does that come? What pocket does that come out? Isn't that just a collective?
Yeah, I think of all the people paying into the lottery, right?
I like
for the state or whatever, the Texas lottery, all the different. Well, I don't know, and then the little scratch cards, I don't know. But anyway, I just was thinking about lottery tickets, and then thinking about how in my mind, I feel like, not that the lottery's a scam, but I just started thinking about scams, about scams, and about how scams are everywhere. And again, I know the lottery is not a scam; it's just bizarre odds. People do win.
It feels like a scam when you put that advertising on there. Someone's got to win, but
maybe that's
someone's got to be struck by lightning.
True. Maybe that's what made me happy is that this woman actually did.
Someone's got to get
won.
Eaten by a bear.
Yeah.
Is it you today? Is it you? You feel lucky?
Right. It is going to happen to someone. I did know someone who was hit by lightning. It happens.
Were they hit by lightning or struck by lightning? I've never heard of hit by lightning before. It sounds hit by lightning feel like smack.
Huh.
I guess if you get struck by lightning, it's the same as being hit by lightning.
Because you can hit someone, you can strike them.
Yeah, same thing. That's interesting. You said that, and I was like, oh, is that different than being struck by lightning?
Could be just a southern northern, pop versus Coke.
Well, I am living in Dallas right now, so maybe I do
Maybe we say hit by lightning.
Maybe down here it's hit by lightning.
Maybe you say
we was hit by lightning. Oh, you mean struck by lightning?
No.
It's the same thing, sir. And or ma'am.
Same thing. Potato.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I
Talking about scams.
Just wanted to ask you, about your friend.
Well, you mean Linda?
Yes. Tell us about this Linda.
Oh my God.
Because you got to know.
She's found me on LinkedIn. This is well, if I was going by her picture that she sent me.
Yes.
She would be probably in her 20s.
Yes.
Of the Asian descent.
Yeah.
Of the, say, perhaps Playboy model descent. Very fine genetics is all I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful
Gorgeous.
Young woman.
And I showed you this picture. The first thing you said was, reverse engineer it.
Reverse image search that. Reverse image search that. You know that's not who you're talking to, Mike.
No. I knew that from the beginning. But this has happened to me before where it's somebody who is, well, I'll just say out of my league who wants to start a friendship. So my first thought is either they think I'm rich.
Yeah.
Which, of course I am.
Obviously.
But
dripping.
And, or they're, I don't know what else they would be looking for. I guess even poor people have money you can milk out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's hoping maybe to run that long scam. He probably. Yeah.
It's where's the some of the things that this person wrote? It's pretty funny. So this person named Linda on LinkedIn reaches out, right?
Are there a lot of people named Linda anymore?
I don't
curious.
know.
That was my first thought.
Yeah. Which it is a more unique name, I guess. Now, was saying I have an Aunt Linda. I like my Aunt Linda.
Linda
That's the only
Ronstadt.
Linda
We don't know
Ronstadt.
Linda Ronstadt, but we do certainly know of her.
Yep. And then I think that's the only Lindas I know. And then now this Asian bombshell Linda. That's
yeah. She says she starts off with, "Hello, I'm impressed with your resume and activities." So right away she's got me.
Be true, and it's coming through LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that where jobs come from?
Can I contact you via LinkedIn? And I'm always open for new clients, and so I'm like, okay,
via
sure.
LinkedIn. I thought it already came to you from LinkedIn.
It did, so that's what was a little confusing. But I said, "Hi, nice to meet you, Linda, and thanks." That's it. That's all I said. She said, "Mike, nice to see you too." So now she's seeing me, so that's creepy.
Your picture would be there on LinkedIn, right?
That's true. Maybe she's not talking about how she has access to my camera.
Yeah, I don't think she's.
Okay,
well, you never know. They're pretty advanced. I don't know.
This person's already...
Scammers got good game. Maybe they're in your phone watching you.
I like to make friends with outstanding people in different fields, which can expand my knowledge. Well, that's an up-and-comer, a go-getter.
Right.
I think you are an outstanding person in this field. She didn't really mention which field, but and I hope we can have more exchanges. I read your resume and found that you are, and then here's where it sort of got plugged in, an excellent writer and actor with outstanding achievements and skills in the field of creation and performance. This sounds like a lot like AI. How many years have you worked in this field?
That's really interesting. Okay, keep going. I like this. This is like a real slow, soft entrance, right? There's nothing alarming.
Since 1990. And she says, "Thank you very much for the introduction. As a courtesy, I sent you a photo of me because this is the account my assistant prepared for me." This is the photo of her sort of just leaning back in a comfortable position.
But like casual, like business casual. It's not one
like
coming on
shirt.
too hard, like
No.
overly sexualized, right? She's coming at you from this different angle. She's looked beautiful.
She's wearing a baggy white business suit like we just did it, and she's wearing my shirt. That's what it looks like. 34 years worth of work experience. That's awesome. It's included in your experience profile. I'm sure you have a lot of work experience to learn from. This all seems really much like AI, like a really bad AI, like if someone had AI but it was broken.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm sure we'll learn a lot from each other in the future. I've told you nothing about myself, she should go on to say. But,
right, or what field.
And yet you can learn from me as well.
What assistant, what field.
But I noticed your region is listed on your profile. Are you currently living and working in, and then it's got in blue, Dallas, Texas?
It's a different color font.
Right, like it was inserted in there. And then I never answered that. And then she said, "I send you my smile, hoping to bring you luck and happiness. What are your plans for today?" And she sends me a picture of her with her horror lipstick on.
Today.
It's well, actually, it's just lipstick, but it's
plus we can't be mad at this woman. This woman has nothing to do with what's happening, okay? These are just a couple of photos of a beautiful woman.
She is beautiful.
That have been stolen. So we can't, any shade doesn't go to her directly.
I have to assume that it is stolen.
I guarantee you it is.
You don't think that kind of woman would go for me? Look at the man in front of you.
It's not about that. It's not about that, right?
No.
It's just that who does that? No one does that.
No, nobody who looks like that approaches meeting men this way. I said, I'm doing some writing. How about you? That's all I said. That sounds good. I'm dealing with some work emails. Your passion for your work is worth learning.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. It's Saturday. Aren't you going to relax? And then later she's
the one that says she's doing work emails.
I know. At 7 p.m. she says, good evening, Mike. I notice that you live and work in Dallas, Texas. Is that correct? I said, hi, yes, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I guess it just makes it, because it was blue for when I wrote it too. So maybe locations get blued. So Linda says, great, I'm not far from you. I live in River Oaks, Houston. Okay. Do you know this place? And I said, sure, I know Houston. Howdy, neighbor. And Linda says, same thing. I just recently moved here from SF, I'm sure San Francisco, and I'm still dealing with some leftover work in SF. I didn't expect to meet a new friend first. Smiley face.
Oh.
I think she's talking about me.
A new friend.
I'm
sure.
a new friend.
Because you have so much experience in your field and so many accomplishments in your writing and performance creation stations.
I love Houston's scenery and food, she says, and other generic things that I could actually add. I love that there's geography on the ground.
Yeah.
I just moved to Houston from San Francisco, and I'm not very familiar with it. Since we are neighbors, I think you know it better than me, right? Well, being only 6 hours away from where you live.
Right, and I've never really spent that much time in Houston.
Twice I've driven through it. I said, not really. I've actually only passed through Houston. I just know it's huge and hot and near the Gulf. So I didn't know if that was...
Wow, that's pretty sexually explicit, Luke.
No,
why did you write that?
No, it's a big
huge
city. It's
and
very
hot.
The temperature is very high.
Near your Gulf.
The Gulf. It's near the Gulf of Mexico. I'm not talking about any of that stuff.
Oh my God.
Did it come across that way?
Yeah, that's like, wow.
It's huge and hot and near the Gulf.
Oh my gosh, yep.
And then your little Gulf of Mexico. So Linda says, you are much more familiar with it than I am. I plan to return to Houston after completing my work in September. If you have time, I will ask you to be my tour guide and recommend some nearby scenery and food to me. In exchange, I will treat you to a meal. I think this is a good idea. She says, ha. And then a smiley face. I think this will become a beautiful memory in our friendship. What do you think?
Interesting.
And I said, I think it's a sweet idea, but I'm positive my wife wouldn't have a fit.
Ah.
So that's entered the...
Throwing it first time anyone's pumped the brakes in this thing.
Well,
I'll just be honest. Let me be honest, Linda, before this gets crazy.
I gotta say, your sentence there, it's the first time since anyone has pumped the brakes. I've been pumping the brakes the whole time. I'm leaving one sentence answers that are totally functional. Brakes pumped.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. You're dabbling your toes in there.
No, I'm basically...
I write things like, F you, scammer.
Oh, well, I'm interested to see where this is going.
No, that is way more entertaining to play along.
Yeah, the FU scammer would have been over minutes ago.
True.
So she says, from what you told me, I can feel that you are loyal and dedicated in your relationship. I just want to be friends with you and learn from each other. And any communication between us will never affect your happy marriage. I only care about our friendship, pure and simple. And then she says, Mike, it seems that you are very busy. I guess I haven't answered it long enough. Take care of yourself while you are busy. With a healthy body, we can accomplish more things we want to do. So I hope you can take good care of yourself. I hope we can be friends. Remember to reply to me when you are not busy. And then I said, hi, Linda. Have a great day. Thanks, Mike. I think we've become good friends and share more beautiful scenery and delicious food. Remember from before when I said that before in this letter before?
What I said about scenery and food and scenery and food.
And other generic things.
Who calls, I mean, I guess, do people call things scenery? I mean, I only think of scenery in terms of like, if it's like a staged production, I think of the scenery. But I guess there's scenery all around us. I just never ever use that word. I don't know what word I would use instead. Like there's lots of beautiful, I guess scenery works.
Things to look at. I don't know.
Beautiful.
I don't say those things.
I don't talk about stuff like this. I don't know.
She says, now here's the turn. I rarely use LinkedIn to communicate. In order to keep in touch better, we can leave each other's contact information. I think we can add WhatsApp. What do you think? So now she wants to take it to a different place.
Uh-oh. There you go.
You
can never go to another platform.
So this is at 4:18 p.m. Then at 6:20 p.m., she says she's getting frustrated. She says, Mike, I'm wondering for a gentleman like you, isn't it a bit impolite to read a message and not reply? Are you busy with work or have you been abducted by aliens?
No. Does it say that?
Yep. I said, hey, Linda, I'm too busy to have an online friendship. Thanks for being so sweet, but I'm going to have to get back to my IRL. Cheers and best of luck to you. She says, cheers, Mike. This is not an online relationship. I just want to be friends with you and learn more from you. I will also be back in Houston in September, so I hope to add you in touch. You can send me your WhatsApp, and I will add you and leave you a message. Yeah.
Did you respond to that one?
No.
No.
But then she leaves me this, and this is the last message. Sunflowers say that as long as you work hard towards the sun, life will become simple and beautiful. It's the beginning of a beautiful day. May you also welcome the sunshine like a sunflower. Good morning. So apparently the flowers are fucking talking to this woman.
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
So that's the whole thing.
There's like the business friendship angle.
Right.
She's got a bit of like she's a motivational life coach in there, like just sending you positive vibes and wanting you to turn your head towards the sun like a sunflower and know that you can grow tall and strong if you stare at the sun.
Trying to teach me how to be a gentleman and respond when somebody types something. I would think that you would reply when you read it.
Yes.
Crazy.
Such a gentleman as yourself.
I am a gentleman. I try to be, but
bit of a compliment. Yes.
Bit of a compliment. Thank you for the compliment.
What is so crazy about this is that,
all of it.
Well, all of it is crazy. Yeah, all of it is crazy. But like these romance scams, even if they don't begin that way, like they often will begin like friendship.
Innocent enough.
Right? Or then depending upon what cues the person, the mark, I guess, in this case, you're the mark, gives you back on whether they push more the romantic pathway or the friendship pathway. But it's like there are so many people, and they're in our generation and above, that fall prey though to the romance, friendship, whatever scam.
How?
And it's a long scam though. Like that's what's trippy to me about it. It's insidious because like it would go on for I don't know how long, but sometimes it could be over a year before someone is asking you to send them money.
And then all of a sudden it's like,
but by then, like this is your good pal, Linda. Right. I mean, she encourages you every day to have a good day.
I'm her sunflower. I reach for the sun. So the least I can do is give her $350 for her brother's roller skates.
Exactly. And you don't mind doing it at that point because it's like, and like,
listen, Linda can get her money. She's just having a little bit of struggle right now. There's just a little bump in the road. I'm taking care of her in the meantime.
She's just having a banking issue. Funds are frozen. That's all. She wants to come and see you.
But the last thing she wants to do is borrow money from me, but she has to. It's just to get her through this moment. And
just for the time being.
We'll break it even whenever. And that's the thing.
She's good for it.
If you're friends, you don't think this way. You do what you need to do to help them.
Right, because they need something. And then but like think about all the people that are lonely and somebody strikes up a friendship with them. And a lot of times people end up, sort of you having this, in this case, Linda, as almost like a therapist in a way, because it's like a place where you can sort of dump about your problems of your day. And they're so encouraging and loving.
They're so generic.
And it makes you feel like you're the center of the world, And
it doesn't make me feel
fall
that way.
for it. Well, not yet, but as you got deeper, I bet it would become more customized, you know?
Linda, it's interesting that you didn't respond to me today. When someone texts you a message, you should reply if you're a gentlewoman of any sort. That's when they get you, right? When now you're waiting for them to respond.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
it's not the first time that someone's tried to scam me.
Have you ever seen Scamfish or it's like Catfish? But in any of the shows or videos where they're sort of helping track down the people that are doing this to people who have lost a lot of money.
One thing I've noticed about the people that are doing this is that there are very, very few hot chicks
that are part of this.
That are the catfish. It's never.
Yes.
Like it's never like a hot person or man pretending to be hot, like an ugly person.
Yes, you're right.
It's always the other way around.
Now that would be an interesting twist on it.
Right. They show up and they're just good looking.
Like way better than anyone could have ever dreamed.
I was kind of looking for the pity thing. Now you're kind of cute. You'll blow me off like all the other cute guys.
I am just flat out paranoid about anything and everything. So I just don't engage.
Yeah, online you should be.
I don't, but you know, it's not really the way you can live. I mean.
Well, it is. It can be online.
But meaning, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like just being shut down. But isn't that how people do meet? Like I think how confusing.
I don't know.
I would feel so nervous if I was out there still in my 20s and 30s and trying to.
Can you believe we're doing this? We met each other online. This is crazy. I never do stuff like this, but this time guys doing it.
Because then that is how everybody.
I said for the 150th time.
Is often meeting, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like this snake den that you have to keep going in. And but how do you know what is what? It just feels, it feels like intimidating to me. I think everything now is maybe a scam. I mean, to be honest, my neighbor asked me the other day, "What's my birthday?"
Oh.
Says, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I still am.
What's the last 4 digits of your social?
Uncomfortable that I told him my birthday. Because I even thought about it before. I thought, is this some sort of scam? Like how my kids told me about the wheelchairs falling over is a scam, and like how everything is a scam, and how the people out in the middle of the road saying that they, are trying to raise money for a funeral or trying to raise money for a liver transplant, that is an organized scam. So then when my neighbor is like, "Hey, Gretchen, what's the day? What's your birthday?" He didn't even ask for the year, but the month and day.
Then I want
to wish you a happy birthday.
I think that's probably fine.
Well, then I thought about it for a while, and then I thought, see, this is what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want myself to become so jaded that I'm skeptical of everybody, because I went back and forth. So then when I sent him a text back where I gave my birthday, I said in there, and I don't know if he thought I was joking, I will tell you mine if you reveal yours. And then I even said, everything I think is a scam nowadays, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's your angle, neighbor? What are you trying to do? But then I told him my birthday. But then after, I noticed when he wrote back, he didn't tell me his birthday.
Who's this, Mel?
No, it's Alan on the other side.
Oh, Alan.
And so, like, here's the other thing. It's not like it's a person that I've had few conversations with. Seems very nice. Yeah. He's helped cut down a couple things over here. We've talked back and forth, whatever. He's really nice, actually. But isn't that the whole thing? Right. Isn't Linda really nice? Isn't guy on corner really nice? So after he didn't tell me his birthday,
access to our mail,
then all of a sudden I still will I have these bizarre feelings of like, should I have told him my birthday? What's his angle? But then I'm pretty sure that's a kind of a public information thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not that hard to find, right?
No. I think someone could figure it out.
He already knows my name.
Especially if you didn't give him a year.
And I gave him the year. What? I'm proud to be Gen X. I don't know. But then I thought, does it matter if I had the year?
What do you think he's going to do?
I think that he's going to take on my identity and do a better job with my life and my credit. And I think he's going to take me to the next level, but I won't be there with it. I'll just be over here in this yard.
He's borrowing $50,000 based on your new reputation. Damn it. I was trying to get $5,000.
He can go nuts because I've never had a social media presence.
Right.
He can literally, it's as if I'm a new name, a new person. He might even be thinking about killing me.
Oh, man.
I mean, that is maybe a bit of a stretch, but then again, I'm like, I just feel that now my niceness that I never felt made me vulnerable or gullible in the past. I was able to have both, feel like I was street smart, but I had a big heart. But now I'm like, different times, man,
yeah,
different landscape. And I'm like afraid that everything is a scam. But again, I gave it to him anyway. So I don't even know what it matters.
What's that? Like, why would you give it to him anyway? Like, the red flags went up and you were like, oh, well.
I have no idea. I guess I rationalized myself back down to like, what do you actually think?
Well, what could he do with your birthday? Like, let's just think that. Like, what could he do besides throw you a hell of a party?
Well, I know. I started, he can get my expectations up, but then not send anything or anything on that day. And I'm like, why'd you ask? Why'd you ask?
That's true.
He did tell me happy birthday, but it was a couple days after that.
Oh, well, so he is.
He has before sent me a happy Mother's Day, just because on Mother's Day, he knows I'm a mother over here. Sure. You know, just a nice, hey, happy Mother's Day.
Just so you know, no happy Father's Day to me.
Oh, see, well, how many interactions? You're not one of his marks. He's not trying to bait you in.
That's true. I've got Linda taking care of that.
It's some kind of a long scam, and I don't know what it is. He says he's from Iowa. Okay. Which that's immediately supposed to make you have let your guard down though. Like,
he's only from Iowa.
You know, where they're nice. And we talk about that a lot, about how people, you know, nice people, and how there's also not so nice people when you move to a bigger city and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, is this fool playing me? Is he playing me? Am I getting played?
Well, if the red flags are there, like I got played one time by someone who was trying to hire me, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I'm looking for a gig, and this person was hiring for the kind of work I was doing. It was writing work. And it was for a hospital, so it would have been working with patients and communicating their ideas. And so it was something I would have been really good at. And so this went...
Wait, writing for patients?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just advocating for their side of the stories, and I guess and typing up. Like,
I'm just trying to understand this type of job. That seems interesting. So, like, you're in the hospital, like a detective or something, like getting this person's side of the story.
I guess something like that. Yeah,
Well, I wonder if it's because medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in our country. So
they need people to voice those things in a readable way. Well, I mean, that's just part of the story.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yes, because now I'm thinking, but that person...
I doubt this whole job even exists.
I'm thinking that they probably wouldn't work for the hospital, because the hospital is all about covering its own ass, so they're not going to want to help articulate the other side. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, anyway, this person articulated a job that looked really juicy to me.
Totally.
Right. So I was like, okay, I'm in. So I applied, and I made it past the first person. Then the second person interviewed me and asked me a bunch of questions, and I gave really good answers and typed them out and sent those in, and they approved of all of them and said, we really like you so far. And then they basically said, we want to hire you. And so I was excited. And so then the whole thing didn't even occur to me that it was any kind of a scam, because I was just thinking, this is a cool job. It's in the field I want.
And you're actively, isn't that what LinkedIn is for?
Yeah, absolutely. And this one was through, I think, Indeed. I think they found me. And anyway,
a job site,
right? It's
not out of the blue.
No, not at all.
Like coming from our neighbor.
Exactly. And so this, they sent me. They said, okay, well, to do the job, we need you to have an Apple laptop. And I said, well, I don't have an Apple laptop. So that's okay. We are going to purchase you a Apple laptop, and then the software machine that is needed to interface with the system that we want to run off of for the hospital.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, wow, okay. This sounds, complicated, but cool. What's your address? So I gave my address. Cool. Email address. Okay, cool. And it's, okay, we're going to send you a check that will, you can print it out, deposit it, and use that money to buy the equipment.
Okay.
I was like, all right. So I take the check. I print it out, I deposit it, and it goes into my bank, and all no problem, just like they said it would go. And so then they said, okay, now here's where you're going to buy this equipment, and right away I was like, something just doesn't feel right. Like, why wouldn't you just send
the equipment to your house?
Instead of making me wash this through my bank is what I was thinking. So,
right.
So then I started doing some Googling, and I started looking things up, and I realized, this is a scam. This is how they do it.
God.
There's a check that they will use, that they will erase certain parts of it and then give you the other parts of it. And it takes the bank about like 5 to 7 to 8 business days for it to come back and say, this is not a valid check.
That it bounces or whatever.
But if it's a bank that you use all the time, they give you a courtesy, and they float you that money for that time. So these scammers know that, and then they rip you off during the time where that float is happening.
Right.
And sure enough, it's like 7 business days later, they said this check is based off of a faulty account. We're going to have to take the money out. So all that money came out.
Oh my God. But in the meantime, what did you do? Just not do anything?
Nothing.
You didn't
buy anything?
anything?
On the scam, and then the guy started swearing and cursed my mother.
They get so mad so fast, don't they?
Too. Yep.
And they start saying horrible name calling.
Right. Well, I just was like, how do you sleep at night trying to steal money from a person who's looking for work? That just seems scummy. Yeah, and so I never paid any money to them, but had I paid money out of that account, thinking that it was coming out of this check, 10 days later, whatever it was, $2,500 is pulled right out of my account.
Right, you could have been overdrawn or something. Who knows?
But I hadn't spent any of it, so.
And then wait, so where do they get their money? I guess
it's a fake check.
But I mean, where
they buy them?
What do they get out of this whole thing? Are they receiving the money to buy the
equipment
products?
Exactly.
So that's where they maybe have stolen or hot or non-existent products, and then
they
you
don't
just
ever send you the product.
Pay for it. No, they don't.
No.
Even on your birthday, even if they ask what day's your birthday,
right? Rude.
Oh God, if I get sent a Mac, a laptop for my birthday, I'm gonna just freak out. I'm not gonna know how it's all connected, but I wouldn't even care.
I wouldn't ask any questions. Just give me the computer.
God, no, I would think the whole thing would probably be bugged to steal everything about me.
Anything that's free, it's not free. And you should teach that to your kids. And
but I hate that.
I hate it too, because they promise.
And I guess is really nothing free?
Free French fries with one purchase of a sandwich.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, sometimes 7-Eleven does give away those free Slurpees. They have like a day, it's like on July 4th, or it's on 7/7.
You can just go in there and pull a Slurpee?
Well, they have a certain, giveaway, free Slurpees. It's like celebrating something.
How do they tell if you go in there and get more than one? Can you imagine somebody that wants more than one Slurpee in a day?
Yes, I can. Here's what I would do. I would say,
over there with the headache.
I would say, load up in the car, kids. We're going to have like a road trip day. We're just going to go from 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven. Getting free Slurpees.
Mommy, I don't want to go anymore. My head hurts and I can't. I'm going to throw up pink water.
Although, boy, I will say, I guess it has a cutoff point at like 7 p.m. on whatever that day is. Maybe it's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Makes or something. Sense. And because I
probably
was
from 7 to 11.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But I was in a 7-Eleven one time, and this a father and his son, or I don't know, a grown male and a young boy, was in a 7-Eleven to get the Slurpee, and the guy told him that like that was was over, that it ended at like 7. This was like 7:15.
So the kid didn't get a Slurpee?
No. And then I thought, God, this is like 3 levels of suck. Afterwards I thought, oh, I would have bought that kid a Slurpee, but all the things didn't fire off in enough time by the time they were in there. Because I just remember, because I was really just doing my own business. This was like background, not even my business, right? Like I should probably just focus on getting your change out of you're slowing down the line. I had just been standing there doing my thing, and I just noticed them walk past, go to get the Slurpees. The dad asked him, hey, isn't this the free Slurpee day? Kid is grabbing a cup. He's like, oh, yeah, but that's over. It's over at 7 or whatever. And then I see them leave. And I also just remember thinking, like, couldn't you give him that? Why the fuck? Just give that kid a Slurpee.
I know.
I mean, is it not? I mean, I guess you're going to say it's something to do with the register and ringing them in at a certain time.
Yeah, because the register is linked into the Slurpee machine.
Well, they always tell you too that like, well, the cups are how we do the inventory, not the sodas or because I used to always want an extra cup of ice everywhere I went. Yeah. I used to be a hardcore ice cruncher.
Like, no can do.
And whenever I would always order a Coke with extra ice. And can I get a side of ice on the side, a cup of ice on the side? And I would usually have to pay for that cup of ice. And the reason was because the cups are the inventory. And so if I ever brought my own cup, though, I could have the free ice on the side.
Oh.
So maybe they could have said like, hey, kid, if you can go outside and scrounge yourself up a cup out of the trash, you can have as much Slurpee. We just can't give you a cup after 7. It logs it in the register.
What if I cut my hands and just underneath that? My hands are so cold, but they're so delicious.
Well, that should be allowed. Just take a little swig like it's a small stream. You just want to get a little handful of...
put your mouth right there on the spigot.
Cherry berry. Slurpees. Slurpees. They are good.
Are they?
Yeah.
I guess they are. Sometimes they're fuzzy and cold, but then they get
on a
hard.
hot day.
Yeah.
And they're not... They at least are the one thing that doesn't seem to have jumped to an outrageous price tag. You know, like where fast food used to be a cheap option, and now it's about the same as if you went to just a restaurant, kind of. You know,
yeah, it is.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how much the fast food costs to me now.
My sister said she went and got a breakfast, one of those Egg McMuffin. It was like $5, $6, something like that.
Right?
Crazy. Like $5 for a sandwich.
And it's easily $50 if like a family of 4 gets a meal each or whatever. I mean, it's just
with a drink, and you got to get them hash browns.
It's crazy. Whereas the Slurpee, and the same with like eggs, all of a sudden sometimes are like $5 and $6. Not even for I'm not for the good, eggs that come from the chickens that live happy lives, free to peck and roam, eating real grass. Not the free range, healthy.
Oh, them
fancy eggs, just the basic eggs now.
You mean the ones where they're whipping them
$5
with the leather straps, and
they come from the chicken torture chambers.
They're showing them pictures of KFC. There, look at the bucket. You want to be in the bucket, or you want to squeeze out an extra egg?
Oh, man, they've been chicken trafficked, all held up there together. I bet that's probably why I have all the problems in my life, is because I've been eating food that has come from animals that are in a state of distress.
Oh.
Now I am a human who has been in a state of distress.
Well, that explains a lot.
It does. Who can I sue? Who can I sue? Oh, that's my American coming out. That's what we do. Who can I sue?
You're going down. Oh, congratulations. You're just part of a lawsuit.
I remember my parents having a slightly sad look on their face, kind of, and I didn't fully get it, but now I do as an adult who has my own children, and you have to raise them in the society, and you're like, yeah, society's effed, isn't it? I remember I wrote a little comedy thing when I was in elementary school, not for anything, just for, cousins and family and those that I wouldn't stop talking at ever.
The show.
Nobody was watching the show. But I would just always talk, about my American dream. And I would build up this thing about my dream. But the dream was the perfect moment of like a grocery spill, a carton of eggs broken, where I could slip and have a legitimate accident and get a massive, massive lawsuit against the company.
You're out of order, and you're out of order.
And live happily ever after.
This whole grocery store is out of order, and I'm going to sue.
And I would joke that was my dream, like different than the Cinderella Prince Charming dream. I was looking for the perfect opportunity to get a big old lawsuit.
Cha-ching!
American dream. Which is insane, isn't it? And I know now why my parents felt a deep sadness, even though they recognized the humor of what I was saying. But they felt like, this. And then they would usually give me the lectures and let me know about how lawsuits are, in fact, part of the problem, because then that raised how we're such. But it's true. We're such a litigious country. You can't solve things that way.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And now it's just only even worse. It's intensified. Because now everyone thinks they're going to sue everyone, especially big government agencies. Everyone.
And they do, and they are. That's why there's so many lawyers.
Body cam footage, people with the cops. I love how they say, as if it's so easy, though, I'm going to sue you and you and you. And that's such a big process.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the people realize how many steps and money are
$15,000
involved.
to put down as a retainer for my lawyers in order to get this, just the first part of it in motion.
As soon as Mike and the other Marks pay us and buy our equipment, I'm going to hire a lawyer and I'm going to sue you.
I'm investing in a future for suits. Oof, you're all riled up.
Before we end this conversation, do you think it's too out of left field if I was going to like cut some letters out of like a magazine or something? Well, who's got magazines anymore? But I was going to get myself some printed font and just put, "What's your birthday, Alan?" in a question mark and leave it on his front door because he never told me his birthday.
Hang it on the fence.
With a little bit of blood?
Yeah.
A chicken head?
Little chicken head.
My neighbors have chickens and roosters. Maybe I'll kill one.
Well, you don't have to.
That's too much. That's too much.
Just wait for the cats. They'll do it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to follow up though.
I don't want to start a neighbor war.
Well, you would do that with the dead chicken, but maybe not with the bloody sign.
Hopefully, I'll just totally forget about this idea once we end this conversation. I jump back into my day, and I won't make it any worse.
Chances are that's exactly what's going to happen.
Nice.
Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you.
Let's do it again.